But when you're talking about something, you can act like you don't go through it, sort of. You know what I'm saying? You say that a lot. You're not calling me, you say that a lot. You know what you're saying? Actual call copy. So, get the credit though. So the next few weeks are going to be weird because we're going to have all student teachers. So that's going to be great, actually, not weird.
Awesome. Yeah.
This week we're talking about life before Jesus dies on the cross. Next week, cross, when he dies on the cross. And Jake is going to close this out with the resurrection. So that's going to be good for 3 weeks. You better all be here. Okay?
You know, Blake.
Rachel just said she's not going to be here.
Okay, next week's the volleyball.
Hey, Blake. As long as I'm not grounded, brother, I'll be here.
Aren't you grounded this week?
No.
No.
You wouldn't be here if you was.
Just don't be dumb, dude.
I won't try, bro. Pray for me. Because, you know,
Alright, we'll pray for you.
if you bring a prayer request to youth group every week, that means you're not perfect, right, Lex?
What's that?
Yeah.
I said when you bring a prayer request to youth group or you need someone to pray for something, that means you're not perfect, right?
That's right.
That's right. Right on. It's not perfect. Austin's not perfect.
Nope.
Although he's pretty close to it.
Oh, you're right.
And all these girls, thank you for sitting up here because Lexi's gonna sit like right there.
I'm still gonna sit right here.
Yeah, but you're not as close.
I can still be in a Google yes.
You
Come
can
on,
sit even
Lex.
closer.
If you want to see what Lex did while I was doing my share my story, you can watch him during this because he made funny faces.
Is that what you, yeah.
I didn't laugh the entire time, guys. Did I laugh the entire time?
No, most of it.
I'll share my story.
You laughed the most of the time. It was like a solid
One
15 seconds.
Alright, so we're going to jump into it. So, the Last Supper, we're going to do Mark 14. Mark 14. Everybody turn there. Jeez. Now you can turn to it and use that as your table.
Brilliant.
We should pass out 2 Bibles just for that reason.
No.
No, one is a table, one is
This
a...
easy.
Okay.
What was it sit around
Mark
this?
14.
Page 562.
562, correct? 562 in our Bibles. You guys flip slow. I thought I was slow.
What is it, Blake?
562.
562. Mark 14.
Alright, so the Last Supper, I think everybody knows what the Last Supper was. All the disciples are sitting there with Jesus, okay? So, everybody's sitting there with Jesus. You know how intimidating that would be? You imagine just sitting at a table with Jesus? I think it's intimidating. Maybe intense is the right word, not intimidating. Alright? So, can somebody read verse 18? Go ahead.
There it is. While they were reclining at the table eating, he said, I tell you the truth. One of you will betray me, one who is eating with me.
So you imagine sitting at a table with Jesus. You're all just eating, you know. You know those quiet times you're eating? And Jesus just speaks. You know? He just says, truly I tell you, one of you guys will betray me. What do you think in that moment? You're just like,
It's just
no.
It's like, whoa,
No way.
hold on. I'm trying to swallow my food. What did you say?
I'm just trying to swallow my food. Alright, someone else read verse 19.
Got it.
Anyway.
They were saddened, and one by one they said to him, surely not I.
So we all have that same reaction, like, surely it won't be me. Like, no way. Jesus is sitting here. How are we going to betray him? He's right here in the room with us. No way. Why do people make faces when you're up here?
Get used to it.
Yeah, get used to it.
Jeez, I cannot do it. That's the worst part about teaching.
It's hard. Especially Sydney, she just like picks her nose the entire time. It's really gross.
I think you do that.
It's good. So, Jesus just told us one of the disciples will betray him. And of course, all of them said, no, none of us will. There's no way we're going to. Of course, we have the same reaction, you know. Just think of us as a youth group. We have 1 to 12. Sitting at the table with Jesus, he tells us this. Would anybody say, oh yeah, I'm gonna betray him? Before you know you're going to. No? No one's, I don't think anybody has the strength to say that. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna betray you. Like, I know that. So facing Jesus is hard, saying that. Like, that's why we'll see later on too. Like, Peter keeps saying, right here it says, surely it won't be me. He's saying, yeah, it won't be me. And then later on, they say, even if I have to die with you, I will not. So they're going as far as, if I have to die with you, I will not betray you because my faith for you is so strong. So let's go on with the reading. I'm going to base it on. So, 27, summary 27, verse 27. You got it, Rachel?
Alright. You will all fall away, Jesus told him, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd and the sheep will be scattered.
So in 18 he says one will fall away. Now he says all will fall away. Okay? They're living the life with Jesus, and they're about to live a life without Jesus. Personally, I think living with Jesus would be a lot easier. Maybe not, but I think it'd be a lot easier to. I mean, I'm a touchy-feely person, you know. Like, I can see him, I can believe him. When he's not there, it's harder to believe him, and you're gonna go through a lot more. What's the word? Like trials when he's not there, because people are like, "How do you know this is true?" So that's our everyday life, is like being questioned, like, how do you know this is true? So if Jesus is there with you, Jacob, can you take those glasses off? He's sitting back there like, so our everyday life is going through where we are tested where, how do we know it's true? We can pull out examples like, this is the gospel, that's how I know it. Come read the Bible with me, come to youth group with me. We have a lot of reasons that we know it's true now, but it's a lot easier when Jesus is there. Like, well, you can see him. Like, how do you not believe him? So go on to 28 and 29. Someone in both of us. Erica?
But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you
Into Galilee.
Galilee. Peter declared, even if all falls away, I will not.
That's it. Good job. So here, Peter says before, surely it won't be me, the one that falls away from you, or betrays you, surely it won't be me. Now he's saying, where's he gonna? Even if all fall away, I will not. So Peter is so certain that I won't fall away. There's no way I'm gonna fall away. Okay. There's no way I'm gonna fall away. That's what Peter says, and then go on to verse 30.
I got it.
Too fast.
I tell you the truth, Jesus answered. Today, yes, tonight, before the rooster crows twice, you yourself will disown me 3 times.
So this goes to your outline. So how many times is Peter gonna do it?
33.
You finish my statement and they jump on it. Good job. Peter's gonna disown Jesus 3 times. 3 times. So this is all in a matter of a night. Okay, so it's getting later in the night. Last Supper's already happened. Jesus is talking to Peter now. He's like, you will disown me 3 times. So Peter's the one that was like, I definitely won't, even if all fall away, I will not. So now Jesus is like, no, you're going to 3 times. He's very specific about, now you're the one that's going to do it first. So go on to 31. Go ahead. Be loud.
But Peter insisted empathetically, even if I had to gag you, I will never disown you. 100% the same.
So I would act the same way because Jesus is here, you know, like he's right here. I can't fall away from him. I know he's here. When he's not here in the room with you, you're like, questions start popping up, and then you're like, oh, well, is this true? Is this not? And then you're like, well, I know it's true. We all should know it's true that he's there. He's here with us. Holy Spirit, you're welcome here. So we all know that he's here with us. So, I say a whole lot today. Okay. So even if I have to die with you, I will not disown you. So then it goes on to where Jesus gets arrested. And when Jesus gets arrested, we all know one of the guys cuts off his ear. I don't remember which one it was. Cuts off one of the soldiers' ears. And then after that happens, Jesus is like, no guys, don't act like this. It's okay. It's fine. I'm getting arrested. I know this was going to happen. So then they are taking him to the high priest. And they're taking him in there, and Peter follows at a distance into there. And he follows into the courtyard. And in the courtyard, there's a fire pit. So I imagine this huge fire pit. I don't know if it's a fire pit, but it might be like old temples, you know, have pots.
I imagine it as like a drinking well almost.
Like a drinking well.
Yeah, because that's where he disowns Jesus at least one of the times.
Yeah, you're right. So you're already reading that. So Peter follows him into there, and then he stops. He stops following him, and he sees his fire, and he's like warming himself. So they say he's warming himself. He's standing by the fire. So then in 66, read 66 and 67.
I got it.
Okay, awesome.
While Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls of the high priest came by. When she saw Peter warming himself, she looked closely at him. You were also with that Nazarene Jesus, she said.
So right here, Peter's come to a crossroads. I can say, yeah, I'm with Jesus, and get the same punishment as Jesus, or something like Jesus, because it's blasphemy. So they're going after Jesus for blasphemy. So if he's going to say, yeah, I'm with Jesus, he's going to get punished too. So someone go on and read 68. Go to Richard.
But he denied it. I don't know or understand what you're talking about, he said, and went out into the entryway.
So this is the first time Peter disowns Jesus, because he says, no, I'm not with him. I'm not with that guy. I don't know who you're talking about. It's not me. It's not me. I'm not with him. I'm just here warming myself. So then go on to 69. Go there.
When the servant girl saw him there, she said again to those standing around, this fellow is one of them.
So here's the second. Wait, never mind. I got ahead of myself. Then read 72. It's really short. Yeah.
Again, he denied it. After the little while,
It's just 70. Did you read through 70?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, go. Sorry.
Those standing near said to Peter, suddenly you are one of them, for you are a gentleman.
All right, you're good. So again, he denies it. He disowns Jesus again, saying, "No, I didn't do this." So in this time, let's step back. I think about, so there's a fire. He's warming himself. This girl comes by and is like, "You're with Jesus. Like I know you are." So he's like, "No, I'm not." And then I think of her just like walking away. You know, when you're having a conversation, you're like, someone's like, "Nah, you're not right about that." And you're like thinking about it, and you're like, "No, I am. Like I am right." So the girl comes back and is like, "Hey, you are with him. Like you are him." And he's like, "No, there's no way I'm with him. I don't know who you're talking about." So then let's go on to 71. Be loud.
What?
Be loud.
Oh, okay. He began to call down curses on himself, and he swore to them, I don't know this man you're talking about.
Here's the third time Jesus disowns Jesus. All in the same place. Peter, I said Jesus. I said Jesus. Hey, you guys caught my drift. You know, that's the thing. Caught the drift. So it's Peter. All right. So Austin's right. He said that Peter disowns him at the water, what we call it, right? Yeah, disowns him there. But he disowns him there 3 times, and Peter doesn't even realize what he's doing at this point. Have you ever gone into something like you're going through and then you think back and you're like, that was a stupid idea? Yeah.
No regrets.
Oh,
You know,
experience.
I can share something totally stupid that's not on subject right now that I did. That
We'll talk about it after. All right, somebody read 72. Go ahead.
Immediately the rooster crowed the second time. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken to him. Before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times. And he broke down and wept.
So we do this a lot in life, right? This idea is where you go into something and you're like, oh, this isn't bad. Don't worry about it. And then you go into it and then you come out of it and you look back on it and you're like, that was bad. Or you just get crushed. So he says he falls down and weeps because he didn't even know what he was doing. He like disowns Jesus and he doesn't realize he's disowning Jesus. And then he once a rooster crows twice, he goes in and is like, oh, this is what I did. This is bad. Think about it, okay? It's bad. So we go through life and we disown Jesus in different ways by sinning. So sinning's just another way of disowning Jesus. You don't have to physically say like, no, that he's not real. So every day we do little sins. Everybody sins every day. I mean, you can't live a perfect day. I mean, pretty cool too, I think. How cool that would be?
You can do it, Blake.
Oh yeah, thanks. Confident. So sinning can be anything from, let's say, cussing, lust. Girls and guys struggle with lust. So lust can be a big thing that everybody struggles with every day. Cussing is another one for me at least. Of just little things that you slip up on is all disowning Jesus. So we think of, oh no, Peter disowned Jesus 3 times. Like that's bad. Look at your day and think of how many times you disown Jesus in a day. 10 or 20? Yeah, I couldn't count it, honestly. So
That's me too, but I know I do it too much.
that's where the next thing is. We can change our path. So we obviously can't live a perfect life. We can't live a perfect day, but we can lessen how much we disown Jesus. We can lessen it. We can put it to minimal amounts. So when you think of something like wise, you think of something wise, like you like, oh, they won't do that. And they won't do something. Rachel, you have a good example? Rachel?
Well,